Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. It's time for a special episode of Tuesday Live at 5 during prime time. This is Lena Gersa. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. And today I am all about my live launch party for the summer Saleabration and the July-December mini catalog from Stampin' Up! Now, Stampin' Up! Has only done one summer Saleabration before, and that was last summer. And I gotta say, it's kind of nice getting free stuff in the summertime as well as in January and February. And let me tell you, the freebies during Saleabration this time are fantastic. So I'm gonna walk you through all but one, I think, of all the freebies you can get during Saleabration. I'm going to show you tons of projects, tons of project ideas, tons of products. Oh my goodness, if you can see behind me, I have 9 piles of product that coordinate, and I'm going to show them all to you tonight, and I'm going to walk you through how to make 8 projects. So I hope you're ready, in for the long haul, grab yourself a beverage, and we are going to have some fun tonight. All right, let me pull up my video here on my iPad so I can see who's joining me. Come on, iPad, work with me. There it goes. All right. Oh, we got lots of people here already. All right. We've got Jeanette and Claire, Brenda, Deb. Hello, hello. Pam, thanks for joining me. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Krista, Linda. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Irene. Thanks for joining me tonight. It certainly is exciting. Anytime there's a new catalog, it's super exciting. And I gotta say, this holiday catalog, and I said this when I first saw it back in May, is my very favorite holiday catalog that we have ever had since I've been a demonstrator. So I just celebrated my 12th Stampin' Up! Anniversary, and I gotta say, pretty much everything in this catalog I could see myself using, which is, that never happens. Usually there's a few things that I kind of go, not really me, not really my style. Honestly, it is fantastic. And I'm hoping all of you who I mailed catalogs to have received them by now, and you've got your Saleabration brochure, and you are ready. So we are going to get to it. I'm going to flip my camera. We're going to talk for a few minutes about what's going to happen tonight, and then we're going to get to it. Okay. So give me a sec while I do the flipperoo here. Let's do this first. There we go. And we'll do this. Oh, we have lamps in the way. Look at that. We will fix that in just one second. There we go. We need lighting. Lighting's important, right? What is this? That is the arm of my... Why is that happening? That normally does not happen. Hang on, guys. I'm going to get this right because I don't want you to have an impeded view all night. So let's see if we can get that a little bit better. You're getting a close-up of my hand. There we go. That's better. I'm not sure why that's pulling in. There, we'll slide it that way. That's better. Okay, we are set and good to go. Let me just make sure that my grid paper here is centered so you can all see what I'm working on and what I'm showing you. So tonight, as I said, this is my live launch party. So during my live launch parties, I like to give away stuff. So tonight, you're going to want to just comment on things that you like, ask me questions throughout the live tonight, and I am going to choose one lucky winner to receive the Decorated with Happiness stamp set. Now, this is a brand new stamp set from the mini, and it's a great one. It's got fun images and great sentiments. So this is my giveaway tonight. Okay, so we're going to do a draw later this evening, and well, after I'm done my live, so I can check comments, and then I will select a winner and get this sent out to you. Okay, so that is number 1. Number 2 tonight, if you place an order that qualifies for Saleabration. So here in Canada, a minimum Saleabration qualifying order is $60. You use this host code in my online store, you will receive as a thank you gift from me these adorable new Flat Jingle Bell Trinkets. These are just the cutest little things. I'm just going to hold them up to the camera. Hopefully that's going to pick that up. They're so, so cute. There they are. And they're great because our jingle bells in the past have been quite bulky, so they didn't go through the mail. These ones are nice and flat, and they will mail really easily. So that is my giveaway with every Saleabration qualifying order between now and Friday using that host code. Okay? All right. So let's talk Saleabration for a minute. Look, I've got See all my post-it flags? I have so much to share with you. But before we get started, I want to talk about Saleabration and all the different ways that you can earn freebies. Okay? So first of all, we all know that when we shop during Saleabration, we can earn free products. So with every $60 spend or $120 spend, depending on the item, you can choose a freebie. So I'm going to be showing you both $60 items and $120 items today, but you're going to get to choose free items with every $60 that you spend. Okay? All right, second way to earn freebies is to either host an event. So I would love to plan a Stampin' party, whether virtual or in person, for you and your friends, and I would love to chat with you more about that. And if you collect orders from your friends or you place your own order that reaches $375 or more, you will earn the perfect pomegranate stamp set for free. Now, this is a host exclusive, okay? So the only way that you can get this is by placing either a $375 order on your own or collecting orders that amount to $375. So that's the second way you can earn, okay? And then finally, if you join my Stamping Symphony during Saleabration, so during the months of July and August, you will receive the Making Plans collection. Now, it is impossible to see what that is, so I actually have what you're going to receive here, and I'm going to show you. It's actually a ton of stuff. Look at all of this. So the Making Plans collection includes this cute stamp set. So this is a planner, okay? Whether you are intending to run as a business or you just you like a planner to run your household and your family, planners are awesome. So we get a stamp set that works with a planner. There are 3 notebooks, soft cover notebooks. There's a plain paged one with dots, and then one with lines. So 3 notebooks, and then you get this fantastic planner. So I'll show you the actual planner, the actual case itself. So there's the binder, beautiful binder. And then look at all of the pages you get. So you get stickers to decorate and mark your pages. Then look at all of these. Like, so many pages. The calendar goes all the way through to December of 2023. Okay, so there are pages for each month. There are pages for to go week by week to plan your week out. There are goal setting pages, creating purpose. There are pages to reflect on your goals. There are pages just for notes and for drawing and sketching and doing whatever you want to do, adding photos. Okay, just beautiful, beautiful artwork in this planner. And then of course we have our dividers, 12 of them for each month. So this is a fantastic value. It's actually a $62 value that is included free in the demonstrator starter kit during Saleabration. So being part of my Stamping Symphony team is so much fun. I know that there are several of them watching tonight, and if you would like to be part of a wonderful group of stampers who love Stampin' Up just as much as I do, I'd love to chat with you, okay? And we will talk about how you can join my Stamping Symphony. All right, so let's get to it. That's all the different ways. So 3 ways to earn freebies during Saleabration: shop, host, or join, okay? All right, I'm gonna flip my paper over here because I have a long list of things to show you. So we're gonna get right to it. We're gonna start with a Saleabration freebie. Now this is a level 2 item. It's a $120 item, or it's free with a $120 spend, I should say. And it includes this beautiful stamp set and absolutely stunning designer series paper. It's called Wonderful World. And I have a ton of projects to share with you, and we're actually going to do a make and take. But first, let me show you the product up close and personal here. Just got to turn around and grab it. So this is the gorgeous stamp set. Just absolutely stunning imagery. And then we have this beautiful designer series paper. So we've got just gorgeous floral patterns. Absolutely love the colors in this. So just, oh, can't get enough of these. I had a great time. I cut up this entire sheet, fussy cut it out to use on my one sheet wonder cards. So that's one side. And then of course, when we flip it over, we have equally beautiful, sort of more subdued patterns that work for pretty much anything. They're just absolutely gorgeous. So that is the Wonderful World Designer Series paper. and stamp sets. You get both with a $120 order during Saleabration. So let me show you really quickly some projects, and I have a ton of them. So if you watched my video last week, you saw me demonstrate a one sheet wonder, and you saw me cut up a sheet of this paper. So I put together the cards from my one sheet wonder using this paper. Remember how I mentioned I fussy cut that whole sheet of floral images, and that's what I used on my cards. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This one's a fun fold. Okay, I get those out of the way. And 5 and 6. This is that fun pop-up, Z-fold pop-out block card, it's called. Stands up. And then this one is a gift card enclosure. So those were the 7 projects from my one sheet wonder. Love the way they turned out. Love this paper. And then I have some more ideas. So this is one that uses another Saleabration freebie, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But we have these fantastic cards and envelopes that come pre-printed. Makes it super quick and easy to create simple cards. And then I have a ton of swap cards. So I love participating in swaps. And these are just some of them. This was by far the most popular bundle to use from Saleabration for my swap. Now, I just want to point out this card. Look at this. This is by Linda Yamamoto, who is a demonstrator here in Ontario. And she did this cool beaded effect on her swap card. And I absolutely love that. Such a cool idea. There's another one. Look at all of these. And then here's one in a totally different color scheme that is just gorgeous. This one's by Betsy Brow. So many ideas with this fantastic bundle. And I have one more that I'm going to show you that we are going to make. So let's get to it. All right, here we go. This is the one that we're going to make. Super quick and simple card. The DSP does all of the work here, but we have that beautiful rose image from the stamp set that we are going to use as well. So let's dump out all our goodies here. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. Hi, Leith. Glad you could join us. All right, so we are going to start with a piece of that gorgeous DSP. It's cut to 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And then this is basically the piece that I cut off. Maybe I cut it from the top or the bottom. I don't know. I cut it off the same sheet, and we're going to use that as our horizontal element. Okay, so this one is actually 1 1/4 by 4. Okay, so we're going to start by just gluing that across the front of our DSP panel, about probably 1 inch up from the bottom. So we'll add just a little smidge of glue there. And I'm going to use my grid paper to make sure this goes on straight. If I can get my piece to sit straight on my grid paper. There we go. Oh, I think I just did that. No, it needs to go up. It needs to be 1 inch. Otherwise our label will be too low. Okay, so there is our beautiful DSP. Now we're going to add a little bit of ribbon. I'll talk more about this ribbon in a little bit, but this is a new product from the Mini. So soft and shimmery. It's just stunning. So I'm just going to add a glue dot to each end of my ribbon. Thanks. Yeah, they are gorgeous cards. Like I said, it was a very popular set for the Saleabration swap that I participated in. People really loved it. With good reason, right? It is a beautiful bundle of products. Okay, so there is our ribbon. Now we're going to go ahead and glue this onto our card base. So our card base is just straight up, thick, basic Whisper White, 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored in the middle at 5 1/2. So we're going to fold that in half along our score line. Whoops, I had a little smudgy on my bone folder. It's okay, we'll use the back side. No one will ever know. And I'm going to grab my seal here. We're going to add a little bit of seal to the back of our DSP. And we're going to get that stuck down, hopefully straight. There we go. All right, now we're going to do our stamping. So I have the rose image from the Beautiful World stamp set, And I want to do some two-tone stamping. I want a different color for my blossom as opposed to my stem. So I'm going to use Melon Mambo for the blossom. I'm using the brush tip of my Stampin' Right markers. So you'll notice these are not square. These are not blendabilities. These are Stampin' Right markers. They're the same ink that is in our ink pads, which is what you need when you're coloring a stamp. If you try to use your blendabilities or your Stampin' Blends on a stamp, you will not be able to stamp, and you will actually color your stamp because it's like permanent marker. It's like taking a Sharpie to your stamp. Okay, you don't want to do that. All right, so we are going to just take the flat side of our brush tip and brush a bit of color onto the rose, and then I'm using Pear Pizzazz in the same way to color the leaves and stem. And that's going to give us our two-toned rose. So let's just make sure that that's fully inked. And we're going to stamp this. Oh, did I give myself enough? Probably not. That's okay. We'll just do that. Okay, so there's our rose. And I'm actually going to punch this out first, and then we're going to stamp our greeting. So I'm using a new punch from the annual catalog. Can't remember the name of it right now, but I love the shape of it. So I'm just going to pop that out. I will save that for later because I'll probably need it. And then we're going to stamp a sentiment. Now, the Beautiful World stamp set does not include sentiments. It's just the floral images. So you're going to need a different stamp set for your sentiment. So this one says Sending Hugs. It's from a stamp set that you're going to see in a little bit. And I am stamping in Smoky Slate ink. Okay, so just a nice little bit of contrast there. Now, I love using Wink of Stella on projects, and I love using it to blend out ink. Did you know you can actually watercolor with your Wink of Stella? You may not, but you can. So I'm just taking my Wink of Stella and I'm blending the image or the ink on my rose here just to soften it down and make it beautiful and shimmery. Okay, so there is my label. We're going to add a couple of dimensionals. As soon as I figure out where they are, they're buried under my cards. Look at that. We're only first project in and I'm already losing stuff. All right, so we're going to add our dimensionals. Get rid of our backings. I love this font too, Sue. I absolutely love it. We're going to pop this on. Now I'm centering my label on my little DSP strip here. I'm not centering it over the ribbon. The ribbon's got to be a little bit lower, which was on purpose. Okay, and then we're going to add a little bow from the same ribbon. Just a glue dot. And we'll pop that on just there. Isn't that a cute little card? So quick and easy. The Designer Series paper does all the work. Just such a beautiful card, and what a nice way to let somebody know that you're thinking of them, or someone who's maybe going through a rough time. I think that would be a beautiful card to send. Okay, so there you go. That is the Beautiful World bundle, level 2 Saleabration item, free with a $120 order during Saleabration. Okay, now I gotta make some room here for number 2. So number 2, let me just pull off number 1 from my flags here. This is how I'm going to remember to show you everything. All right, number 2 is actually 2 items. So number 2 is the most adorable Hippest Hippos stamp set and the coordinating hippo dies. Now these are 2 separate items. Each of them is available with for free with a $60 order, or you could get both with a $120 order. So it is a fantastic bundle. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this. I have so much fun with this. I have a project to share with you, but oh, there's so much fun to play with. It's like paper dolls, right? Dressing your little hippos in various little accessories. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Where are you, hippos? Here we go. So here is the stamp set. Super cute. These images are just adorable and so fun to color. Just really, really, really cute. And then fun little punny images or sentiments. You're so hip. Love you a ton. Just so cute. So that is, excuse me, my dinner's coming back to haunt me. Oh, Tracy, they are your favorite. So perfect. I love these guys. These little guys are so cute. So the Hippest Hippos stamp set, free with the $60 order during Saleabration. And then we have the coordinating hippo dies. So 3 dies that cut out the little hippo images, but then we get all of these adorable little accessory pieces. So we've got like a wash tub, we've got a boat with a propeller, little birthday hat, some water droplets, flowers, a snorkel mask and snorkel, an umbrella, glasses, just so many fun possibilities with these guys. So I'm going to show you a couple of swap cards that I got, and then we're going to make one. Okay, so look at this cutie. Is that not the most adorable? So that is one swap that I received. Here's another one, swimming hippo with her snorkel and mask. And then look at this little ballerina. So cute. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, hopefully I don't get 2 more. Usually when I sneeze, there's 3, but hopefully that was it. And then we have this adorable little ballerina with her glittery glasses and umbrella. So cute. And then we are going to make a cute project, and I'm going to talk for 1 more minute about another Saleabration freebie. This is another level 2 freebie, and I think I forgot to mark it. Did I? No, I did not. Here it is. So this stamp set is called Amazing Phrasing, and it is right here. It's an awesome set with so many possibilities for combinations for sentiments. In fact, I think I'm going to do a challenge on my page, so just watch for that this week at some point to see how many different combinations we can come up with the various sentiments in this set. So fun. So this is another $120 item. So again, free with a $120 purchase. And it is just too cute. And I mention it because we are going to use that stamp set on our project. So this is the adorable little project we're going to do. This was actually my swap card for the swap that I participated in. And I cut an extra one to share just with you guys. So let's get all of these little bits and pieces out. We're going to start by coloring our little hippo here. I've got so many little bits in here. Okay, so to color my hippo, I am using the light smoky slate to color the majority of the body, and then the belly and the snout are going to be actually in number 800. This is the natural collection, the skin tone collection. So I'm going to start with this part. And we're just going to color the belly. I'm not doing any shading on this. I had to make 20 of these, so I did not shade them. I just did straight up coloring. Now the nice thing is that we're only going to see him kind of down to the waist. So we're not going to worry too much about his bottom half. So we're going to color the snout and avoid the mouth. We'll leave him with white teeth. Okay, and then we're going to color the rest of them with our light smoky slate. So again, I just want to make sure I avoid the eyes. Don't want to give him gray eyes. We want him to have white eyeballs. And we're going to color just the tops of the ears. We're actually going to color the inside of the ear with the same color we did on the snout and the belly. So we'll just touch that up a little bit. And then we'll do one arm and the other. And I really only need to go down sort of to his waist, kind of to there. I don't know, do hippos have a waist? I guess they do if they're standing upright. This hippo does. There we go. How cute is that? Let's just add a touch of pink to the inside of the ears there. There we go. Love. So cute. Okay, so then we're going to add his little snorkel mask and snorkel. And these ones actually I've already put adhesive sheets on. Makes them super quick and easy to stick on. They can be done with liquid glue, but why fuss with liquid glue when you can use adhesive sheets, right? All right, so then we'll get the little snorkel mask going here, snorkel going. Already got the mask. So the snorkel goes right over his mouth. Okay, and then we have this cute little wash tub here. I love that he's going snorkeling in a wash tub. I think that's just the cutest thing ever. So, and when it cuts, it actually embosses as well. So these dies are awesome because all the work's done for you. So we're going to just kind of stick him to the back side of the wash tub there. So we'll just add a little bit of adhesive, and we're just going to kind of pop him on. Just want to make sure he's in to his waist. Okay. And then I felt like the wash tub was too plain. So I added a couple of little flowers. These are also from the same dies. So to glue these guys on, I'm just going to put a couple of little dabs of glue here. And by little, I mean little. You don't need much. Well, maybe a little more than that. That was not quite enough. Come on, glue. Work with me. Almost time for a new Tombow here. There we go. So I'll pop this one on down here. And this guy on up here. And of course, I added, where did I put my Wink of Stella? I put it in the other bin. Silly me. Should have left it out. So we're going to add just a little hint of Wink to our flowers because we can. And sparkly flowers are fun, right? Okay, so we're going to set him aside for a minute and we're going to put the rest of the card together. So I have a piece. This is actually the Host exclusive designer series paper from the annual catalog. It's called Design a Daydream. And there are so many fun patterns in that pack. So this piece is cut to 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have another piece of Design a Daydream designer paper that is cut to 3 by 4. Okay, so that's going to go on like that. Now, before we do that, we're going to add our twine. So this is just some white baker's twine. So we're just going to trim this up. Oh, Judy, I'm glad you made it. So glad you didn't forget. So we're going to add a little bit of baker's twine. Let's actually put this one on first. I always find it easier to stick one side on and then I can kind of see where the other glue dot needs to go so that I get it straight. Otherwise, I'm just kind of guessing. I inevitably end up gluing it crooked. So we'll stick that on. That looks pretty good. We're going to trim off that extra bit of twine. Okay, now we are ready to assemble our little scene here. So we're going to add our little hippo. We are going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of our wash tub and a couple on the back of our hippo. And we're going to stick him on. So he's going to go right about there, just sort of at the left side of our wash tub there. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and stick this down onto our DSP and then we're going to add our sentiment. So this is going to get popped as well. Actually, you know what? Let's glue this onto our card base first. So our card base, again, thick basic white, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored in the middle at 4 1/4 this time. A little bit different orientation. So we'll just crisp that up and add a little bit of seal to the back of our paper. And we're going to pop this on, centered on our card base. There we go. Hi, Marianne. Glad you could join us. All right, so we're going to pop this on again with a couple of dimensionals. Why? Because I'm addicted to dimensionals. And if you've been paying attention for any length of time, you know that about me. I know I take a lot of abuse from people. A lot of mocking. That's okay. My cards have lots of pop. And that's all right. I like pop. All right, so let's just add a couple more. Look at, I'm almost through another sheet of dimensionals. I've gone through like probably a whole pack of dimensionals in the last week because I've been doing so much Stampin' now that I'm on summer holidays. Lots and lots of designing and class prep. So much fun. All right, so we're going to go ahead and center our little hippo on our card base, okay? And then we're going to stamp our sentiment. So this is punched using the new, I think it's called Fancy Circle, Decorative Circle Punch, something like that. And I've just punched it out of white cardstock, okay? And then we're going to use 2 different sentiments from that awesome Saleabration set. And we're going to start by stamping our Hey. I love Hey Good Lookin'. I think that's hilarious. So we're going to use Hey. And Hey Good Lookin' is something my dad always used to say to my mom. So I love that. So we're going to stamp Hey in Pool Party. And then we're going to stamp Good Lookin' in the Smoky Slate as soon as I grab it from the other bin. Here you. There we go. I know. Is he not the cutest, Sonia? I absolutely adore this little hippo. So we're going to stamp Good Lookin' and some, ooh, that's really blotchy. Let's try that again. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, that looks better. All right, let's try that again. Good Lookin looks better. Let's try Hey again. This Pool Party pad is a little bit on the juicy side, so I had to re-ink it after making all my swaps. There we go. That's better. All right. So there we go. We're going to glue this kind of tucked behind him, just like that. So a little bit of liquid glue. And we'll stick them on. Just like that. So cute. All right. Now we have these adorable little water droplets because, well, let's face it, when a hippo gets into a tub of water, he's probably going to make a splash. So again, I have some adhesive sheets on the back of these, which is going to make this really quick and easy to stick them on. Some of them do, not all of them. That one does not. Oh, only one of them did. Okay, that's all right. We had a little glue. They're pretty easy to stick on as well with just a little dab of liquid glue. So we'll do that. So we need one going the other direction. So we'll do this guy first. Ooh, that was a lot of liquid glue there. Way more than I needed. And then we got this little guy going up here. So fun. And then, because I thought, well, he could be in a bubble bath, so we'll add a couple of iridescent pearls, like they're bubbles. So here is our bubbles overflowing along with the water. So we'll just add a couple of these guys. And we need to add our bow, because a card is not complete without a bow, right? That's another thing you probably know about me. If you paid any kind of attention. So here we go. We're going to tie our quick little twine bow here. And we're going to straighten up that loop because it twisted on me. Come on. Work with me. There we go. That's better. And then we're going to use a little bitty glue booger. And we're going to add it right where the twine and the DSP meet. And we're going to trim this off of our roll here. And there we go. Oh, that one loop really wants to twist. There we go. How cute is that? Let's trim those a little bit shorter. Is that not adorable? Love, love, love these little hippos. So there you go. Hippest Hippos stamp set is free with a $60 order, and the die set is free with a $60 order. So you can get both with a $120 order. Pretty sweet, I gotta say. All right, let's move on because I got lots more to show you. Let's get the hippos out of the way. Where did I put them? Okay. All right. So much stuff. I was so organized when I started. Okay, let's move on to some product from the mini. So the new mini is absolutely fabulous. I mentioned off the top that I think this is probably my favorite holiday mini that we have ever had since I've been a demonstrator. So like I said, I could probably purchase everything in this mini. I won't, because I do have some self-control, but it is hard, let me tell you. So we're going to start with this absolutely stunning suite of products. So I'm going to kind of work chronologically. So I don't know about you, but summer just started for me. This is literally my first Monday, or yesterday was my first Monday of my summer holidays. So I'm not quite ready to think too hard about Christmas. So we are going to start with some beautiful summery products, and then we're going to move into fall, and then we'll get to Christmas. Okay, I hope you're all right with that. Okay, so the first product suite I want to highlight tonight is the Splendid Day Suite. Now this is pretty in the catalog, but oh my goodness, when you see it in a minute, I'm going to show it to you live and in person. It is just stunning. So this suite includes DSP, a bundle, and some beautiful embellishments. So let me stop talking about it and show it to you. So here we go. So many things to show you. All right, let's start with the bundle. So we have the Splendid Thoughts stamp set. Really fun sort of abstract foliage images. I'm just going to tell you right now, this and this and this and this, they look like they're designed to overlay, but they are meant to be sort of off. It's supposed to be kind of abstract. So when you try to line this up and this up, you're going to see that they aren't going to line up perfectly. Same goes for this, okay? So just let me tell you that right now so that you don't email me and say, I can't get that stamp set to work. It's not meant to line up perfectly. Okay, but we do have beautiful sentiments in beautiful fonts, and I absolutely love, the more I play with this set, the more I love it. And then of course we have coordinating dies. So some of the dies are designed to cut out the stamped images, but then we have several dies that cut various shapes. So that is the bundle. The real wow in this suite for me is the designer series paper. So, okay, you're gonna need your sunglasses. Okay, this is the most beautiful foil-based designer series paper ever. Now, this is double-sided. Even with the foil, it is still double-sided. It's not extra heavyweight, okay? So, you know how we have our foil sheets that are kind of heavier, sort of almost like a cardstock weight? This is still designer paper weight, okay? So we have this gorgeous sort of rose gold print. And then we have this gorgeous copper print. Every single sheet is like foil, 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 with embossing. Like this is embossed on the foil, okay? It's raised. Look at this. So we have this sort of seafoam foil with white embossing. And look at the little ladybugs. I just noticed those. So cute. And then we've got silver. This is almost like a champagne. It's not a true silver. It looks a little bit Sahara sandish, actually. And then we've got a pink. I think this is very close to Fresh Freesia. And then we've got a green. So beautiful. And then of course on the back side, we have sort of more subdued patterns without the foil. Okay. So now I know who would ever cover up this gorgeous foil to use the back of this paper, but you never know. There may be one of the foils that you don't especially like and you want to use the reverse side. They are gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. But oh my, like I would have to be really hard up to cover up these foils. They're just stunning. So that is the designer series paper. And then of course we have some beautiful embellishments. So the ribbon that I used on the first card I showed you is this gorgeous soft seafoam seam binding. Now, if you've ever used our seam binding ribbon in the past, it was quite thin and very sheer. This is still quite sheer, but it's got a little bit more weight to it. It actually feels like it's kind of been starched, so it's going to hold its shape much better. So for example, you saw the bow that I put on my first card, but I'll tie a bow here for you now so you can kind of see how well it holds its shape. I really love this seam binding ribbon. It is different from the ones we've had in the past. I like it so much better. So it still holds its shape and it doesn't crush and sort of flop the way the old seam binding did. So it's really, really lovely. It's got a beautiful sheen and shimmer to it. So that is the soft seafoam. I really hope we see these in additional colors soon. And then we have these gorgeous open leaf trinkets. So they are, I don't know, about an inch long, and they have a little eyelet in the end if you wanted to thread ribbon or twine through them. But they're beautiful when you're floral arranging on your cards to add this little bit of a metallic element. So super pretty. So that's the suite. Now in Saleabration, there is a coordinating product. So let me show you. So these Pool Party and Soft Seafoam cards and envelopes are designed to coordinate with this suite. And I just happen to have some here. So let me show you. You get 10 of each. So 10 of the Seafoam and 10 of the Pool Party. Let me just pull one out here. Okay. And we're actually going to use the Pool Party one on the project I'm going to show you. They come with envelopes. So you get 20 envelopes and 20 card bases, 10 of each color, for free with the $60 order, which is pretty sweet. Okay, some beautiful samples in the brochure there. All right, so that is the Splendid Day Suite. So let me get these out of the way. And then I'm going to show you some projects, and then we're going to make a project. So here we go. Sorry, I got a squeaky chair here. All right, so here is one. Look at this beautiful paper. This is one I made. I could not cover up this paper. It's just so stunning. I did use the back side for my circle there in the background, but just so beautiful. And then here are some swap cards I received. Love this. Here's a little bookbinding fold. Again, they covered up that gorgeous foil. They are far braver than I couldn't do it. And then we have another beautiful one with the copper. So some really lovely ideas. And we're going to make one. I'm going to show you what we're going to make in just one sec. Grab my basket of goodies here. So we're going to make this one. So this uses one of the Saleabration cards and envelopes as my card base. And we're going to do a fun little background technique with some Stampin' blends. So let me bring in my blends. So I am using Fresh Freesia, Pool Party and Soft Seafoam. Okay, so I've got dark and light in all 3 colors. And we're gonna start with our light Fresh Freesia. So this is a stitched rectangle, cut using the stitched rectangle dies. And I'm just gonna start at the bottom, and I'm just gonna kind of color about 2/3 of the way up with my light Fresh Freesia. Okay, then I'm gonna come in with my dark, and I'm not gonna color over the whole thing. I'm just gonna kind of do the bottom portion. And then I'm gonna come back in with my Freesia and just blend that out. So we're going for a little bit of an ombre look here. Okay, next we're gonna do the same thing with the Pool Party. So I'm gonna start with my light. I'm gonna make sure I overlap the Freesia a little bit because you don't want a kind of white stripe there in between. Now my light Pool Party is getting quite dry. It's gonna be time for a... My blends are all sort of wearing out at the same time. It's funny. It's gonna be time to do a big blends order. Then I'm gonna come in with my dark Pool Party. Even this one's getting pretty dry. And then we're gonna come back with the light and just blend that out. Isn't that a cool effect? Just a really simple way to get an ombre look. And then I'm gonna finally take my soft seafoam. So again, starting with my light, I'm just gonna color across the background there, and then coming in with my dark, again overlapping the Pool Party so that they blend, and then my seafoam again. So there we go. Just blend that all out. Isn't that a pretty background? So simple. You do not have to have mad coloring skills to do this one. Really, really easy. Let me grab my Pool Party ink pad here. And we're going to stamp. Now, I purposely stamped this while this was still wet. This is still quite damp. You can actually see where the alcohol has bled through onto my grid paper here. And I want to do that so that my image kind of blurs and blends a little bit. It kind of creates an almost watercolor effect. So I'm going to stamp this image from the Splendid Thoughts stamp set. I'm going to do 1 and 2. Okay, and as that sits and interacts with the alcohol in the markers, it's going to blur and blend a little bit. So we're just going to let that do its thing, and we're going to work on our background here. So we have a piece of that gorgeous foil. So this is cut to 3 by 4 inches. Look at how pretty that other side is. Oh, decisions when you have beautiful paper on both sides. And we're going to take and fold our card base in half. Already pretty because they're all printed. And we're going to stick this one down at a, oops, sorry, it's going to go at an angle this way. Okay, now we're going to pop this up a little bit because, well, I'm me. You know me and my pop-up addiction. So let's just get rid of our backings here. And we're going to pop this one on right about there. Okay, and then we are going to work on our sentiment. So I have some little die cut pieces. We're just going to give this a couple more minutes to dry, but in the meantime, we are going to stamp our sentiment. So I'm using that same Sending Hugs sentiment that I used on, sorry, moving away from the camera, that I used on the first card. And we're going to stamp it in the Smoky Slate again. I love this sentiment. Sending Hugs is perfect for so many things. And there are so many people I would love to send hugs to right now. Lots of people going through rough times this summer. So then we're going to pop this out with our double oval punch. So we're just going to center our sentiment in the smaller oval and pop it out. And then for this one, I used a little bit, where did I put, oh, there it is. I knew I put it in the bag. We're going to use a little bit of this gorgeous sheer Pool Party ribbon that's from the annual. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of seal to the back of my sentiment here. And let me just make sure this is going the right way. Oh, it was not. So yeah, we want it this way. And we're just going to kind of create a little Z on the back of our oval. So I'm kind of going 1, 2, and 3. Quick, easy way to add ribbon. No bow tying required. So for all those of you who think you can't tie a bow, this is a great way to add a little pop of ribbon without having to tie a bow. Okay. All right. Now, do you see how that stamped image has sort of blurred into the background? Isn't that cool? I love that effect. So we are going to add our die cut elements. So these are cut using the coordinating dies, and I do have adhesive sheets on the back to make them really quick and easy to stick down. Now, hopefully they will work with the alcohol still being a bit damp on here. We'll see. Let's hope they stick. We'll just burnish them a little extra. Okay, so there's that one, and then we have this cute little fancy leaf here. So we'll try and get the backings off of this. I think I may need to use my take your pick. I don't know how I ever lived without this tool, I gotta say. It is like an extra hand when I'm stamping. All right, so we're gonna add that little guy on there. And then we're ready to add our sentiment. Now, let's actually put this onto our card before we do that. So we're going to put this on just at a little bit of an angle the other way. So I'm going to add a bit of seal here. And we're going to pop this on, again, just a little bit cockeyed. Okay, and then we have our sentiment here. It's just going to kind of go down in the corner. I am going to add a little mini dimensional where it's going to hang off the edge of the card just so that it stays put where I want it. Oh, Brenda, yeah, double-sided tape. Our adhesive sheets are, I use them like all the time. I'm maybe a little bit addicted to them because they just make my life so much easier. So we're going to pop this little sentiment on. Just like that. I don't know if that's straight, but close enough. And then we're just going to add a couple of these little in color opals. So I'm using the Fresh Freesia ones. Again, these are in the annual catalog, but honestly, I feel like the annual catalog is still so fresh. There are so many products that I haven't used enough that, well, it is fresh. It's only been out for a month and a half. So I'm allowed, right, to showcase those products. All right, and there you go. There's a quick, easy, adorable card using beautiful new products. All right, so let's clear up this mess and move on. So much to share. Okay. Whew. Are you tired yet? I am. All right, let's move on. Next products I'm going to share with you are, again, some Saleabration ones and some mini ones. So let's start with the mini. So, no, that's not it. Let's get rid of that one because I just showed you. We're on number 4. Number 4 is actually a bundle from the mini. It's called Ring with Nature. It's so, so cute, so versatile. And I love it even more because we have a coordinating free product in Saleabration. So when you purchase this bundle, which is priced at $72.75 here in Canada, you can get the coordinating designer series paper here free. Okay. And let me tell you, I'm going to show you the paper. It is beautiful and so, so versatile. So let me show you the products and then I'm going to show you some ideas and then we're going to make one. Okay. All right. Let's get this out of the way and pull in our pile of goodies. Okay, so let's start with the bundle. Now this bundle's a special one because it features a hybrid embossing folder. Now if you're not familiar with these, I'll explain how they work in a minute. But let's start with the stamp set. So there is the Ringed with Nature stamp set. Lots of sentiments, lots of great images for any occasion. And then we have the dies with coordinating embossing folder. So this is a Tree Rings embossing folder. And the way it is designed to work is you take this large die, it kind of clicks in to the lid of your embossing folder. You place your cardstock in, close the folder, and run it through with your 3D embossing folder sandwich. Okay, so you don't want to put this through as a regular embossing folder. You don't want to use your die sandwich. It's your 3D embossing folder sandwich, and it will cut and emboss all in one single pass through the machine. Fantastic. Okay, the other really cool thing is that there's a pattern in the DSP pack that allows you to cut out these tree rings. So super, super awesome design by Stampin' Up. So we have the outline of the tree rings. You can also cut out the inner portion if you wanted to do a different color, which you're going to see on my on one of the projects that I made. And then we also have these other adorable little twigs and sprigs and a little acorn that actually can double. So there's our acorn, but it also doubles as a toadstool. Is that not clever? Love it. All right, so that is the Ringed with Nature bundle. So let's get that out of the way. And then I'm going to show you the Coordinating Designer Series paper. So this is the freebie, free with a $60 order in Saleabration. So we have poinsettias. This is my very favorite pattern. I love this sort of woodland pattern. We've got some beautiful houses. Love these little birds. Beautiful oak leaves and some wildflowers. So that is a side one. Then of course we flip and we have lots more options. So beautiful plaid. We've got sort of a floral, really pretty when you add stamped flowers on there. Love this sort of watercolor look. Looks like frost. Beautiful medallions. Here is that pattern that I mentioned that coordinates with the dies and embossing folders, so you can cut out the actual wood cuts with the die and embossing folder, and then we have a tree pattern. So just fantastic paper, super versatile as I mentioned. And then let me show you some projects. Now I went a little nuts with this. I love it. And I also got a ton of swap cards. So here we go. Look at these cute little birds. So sweet. So there is what I was talking about, where you can cut out the inside of the wood cuts to get the lighter color if you want it to make it look more realistic. And here we have a fun fold. This is all DSP. Okay, so all I did was stamp the sentiment on this one. And then I couldn't resist adding a chubby little gnome. We'll get to the gnomes later, but I just couldn't resist adding him onto this cute little fall card. And then I did a Christmas card using those beautiful medallions. I think they read beautifully as snowflakes. So pretty. And then I did a cute little housewarming or happy new house card, just to with just the embossing folder, to show how lovely just the embossing folder looks on its own without the die. So those are the ones that I made. And then let me show you some swap cards that I received as well. So here we go, cute little birds. So this is actually die cut from the DSP and then stamped. This is one from one of my French demonstrator friends. This is a cute little interlocking gatefold. Super sweet. And again, the little birds. Little birds were popular. So cute. So there's some swap ideas for you using this bundle of products. And then we're going to make a card. Are you guys okay with that? I hope so. I've still got a lot more to show you, so I hope you're all right. All right, so here is the card we're going to make. Super simple layout, but it uses another new embossing folder that I wanted to highlight. It's called Leaf Fall, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It basically looks like falling leaves or, you know, wind-blown leaves. It's just a beautiful 3D, again, embossing folder. So we're going to make this card. It's a pretty quick one. I've done most of the work already. So we start with our background panel. So this is crumb cake cardstock. It's 5 1/4 by 4, and again, it's embossed using that leaf fall embossing folder. So pretty. We are going to go ahead and glue that onto a soft suede card base. Now, I haven't used soft suede a whole lot lately, but it is one of the colors in this DSP, and I'm finding that I want to use it more. So here we go. So this is a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 inch piece of cardstock, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. So we'll fold that in half to form our card base. Oh, Louise, you ordered it twice. Hey, I laugh, but that happens to me, and that's often how they end up as team giveaways at our meetings. Often, not always, but often. So we're going to add a little bit of seal to the back of our beautiful embossed panel, and we're going to glue that onto our card front. There we go. Okay. Now, this is a cool little layout trick. So I've taken a 3 by 4 inch piece of DSP and a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch, is it 3 1/4? Yes, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch piece of soft suede cardstock. So I'm just going to bring in my little mini guillotine here, and we're going to cut these on the diagonal. So I'm going from corner to corner, and I'm just going to chop it. Okay, so there's the DSP. I'm gonna do the same thing with the cardstock. Just get that lined up. It's hard to see when the camera's in the way. Is that straight? Yeah, that looks pretty good. There we go. Okay, we'll get that out of the way. So now we have 2 panels that we can layer, and we're going to have a nice little border all the way around, and then they are going to go in opposite corners on our card front. And what that does is it gives the illusion of using more DSP than you actually do. It's actually just a 3 by 4 inch piece of designer paper, which is a great way to stretch your DSP when you have a lot of cards to make, or you just want to get the most out of your beautiful paper. So we're going to center that on there. And then same thing with the other one. Just figure out how this has got to go. There we go. Wow, spatial reasoning. Sometimes you have to wonder. So we're going to pop that on there. Just like that. Okay, and then as I said, these are going to get glued in opposite corners on our card base. I'm going to use a little bit of seal just because it's embossed and I want to make sure it stays put. So we're going to go 1 down here. Now if I really wanted to, I could totally overlap it that way, but I did want to see a little bit of the crumb cake peeking out. Kind of 2 ways to do this layout. And the other guy goes in this corner. Just like that. Yes, I love that folder too. And Laura, it is so easy to miss these beautiful embossing folders. Honestly, it is, oh, well, there's one that I haven't ordered yet because I missed it. So there you go. It is easy. All right, so here I have one of those awesome wood cuts. So it started out as crumb cake, as you can see, and then I took my blending brush and blended on some soft suede to darken it down. Okay, so it's going to be sort of our focal, well, behind our focal point. I have some oak leaves that I fussy cut from the DSP. They're going to kind of go on there, and we are going to stamp a sentiment. Now, this comes from another stamp set, another bundle that I'm going to show you in a little bit, but I really like this little banner. So we're going to start by stamping the outline of the banner in soft suede. So we're just going to stamp that. This is just a little scrap of very vanilla. Now, Whisper White is actually the color in this DSP, but I really feel like the very vanilla worked a little better with sort of the vibe of this card. All right, and then we're going to stamp our Sending Many Thanks in crumb cake. It's just going to kind of fit in the little banner, just like that. Now, there is a die that's part of the other bundle that I will show you in a little bit, but I didn't want to die cut because I don't have, quite frankly, enough space on my counter right now. There's so much stuff out here. So I'm just going to quick fussy cut this. It's an easy one to fussy cut, so you guys can bear with me, right? It would probably take me longer, honestly, to make room for my machine to die cut it than it would to fussy cut it. So we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way here. Cut that out. And we'll trim this end. There we go. All right, so there is our little banner. Super cute. And then we're just going to layer this. So we're going to adhere our oak leaves to the back of our banner. So I'm just going to put a little bit of seal there. And they're going to get stuck right about there. Okay, and then that is going to get popped up onto our little wood cut there. And I am almost out of dimensionals. Thank goodness I have a backup. Never fear, there are always backup dimensionals. That is the one thing I always make sure I have enough of. There we go. So we are going to pop this little element onto our wood cut, just across the middle there. Okay, now that's going to go on the front of our card, but first we're going to add some of this beautiful natural ribbon. So this is again from the annual. It's part of the Abigail Rose Suite and is one of my favorite new ribbons. I just love how soft it is. I love the natural fibers in this. It's just such beautiful ribbon. So we're going to actually just stick that down on the front of our card. So I just trimmed the ends into a little banner. So that's going to go across the front just like that. And then this is going to go on here. And again, we're going to pop it because I can. I know, you're all thinking, how does she ever get a card through the mail with all of these dimensionals? Haven't had one returned yet. So I'm just going to keep doing it until they won't mail them anymore. All right, so we're going to just pop that on. I want to make sure I'm centering my little banner here on the ribbon behind it. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to add a little bling with some champagne rhinestones. These have kind of been lost in my little cubby of embellishments for a while. They don't get nearly enough love for me, so I decided it was time. So here we go, a couple of little champagne rhinestones, and the color scheme just works really well with this project. So there you go. Super cute, super simple, lots of dimension. Okay, so there you go. That is the Ringed with Nature bundle and coordinating Ringed with Nature Saleabration designer paper. All right, moving on. I love this card too. Thanks, Julie. Glad you like it. All right, next up is a bundle from the mini that I'm not actually going to do a make and take for, but I have lots of samples to show you. So let me get rid of number 4. We're on to number 5. We're halfway there, people. Oh, actually, I do have a make and take for this one. I lied. It's the next one I'll have a make and take for. Okay, so the Rustic Harvest Suite. Okay, you have to know something about me. If you don't have it, if you're new to following me, you need to know that I love all things fall. I love fall colors. We got married in the fall because I love fall colors. I love pumpkins and gourds and leaves and chrysanthemums and all that gorgeous fall stuff. So this suite just speaks to my fall loving heart. I absolutely adore it. And I am really, well, I gotta say, you've seen me talk about the fact that we no longer carry an embossing buddy. Okay, the embossing, this is shown in the suite. It's actually just a new tool that's pictured in the suite, but it is fantastic. So I had to mention it. So we now have this amazing Embossing Essentials Toolkit. Comes with a tray to collect your stray powder, an embossing buddy, a brush to brush off your stray flexi powder, and a set of tweezers so you don't burn your fingers when you're heat embossing. Fantastic set of tools, okay? It is $37, and it is a must-have for anybody that's going to do heat embossing, okay? So that was my little aside, my little plug for this, but let me talk more about this suite. It's gorgeous. This paper is stunning. So let me shut up and show you, okay? All right, let me grab it. We're getting to the end of my table. I have to actually get up to get them now. I can't reach them from my chair. All right, so here is the suite. Beautiful images. Love the different fonts and sentiments in the stamp set. And then gorgeous dies. So some of them coordinate with stamped images, but then we have these awesome sort of textured pumpkin or gourd dies with the stems, some little vines. So much fun. So that is the bundle. And then we have stunning designer series paper. So just these look like pumpkin vines in Mossy Meadow. Lots of gourds. Cannot wait to start fussy cutting those ones out. Same goes for the pumpkins. Some Cajun Craze. Do you know how rare it is to have a sheet of Cajun Craze designer paper? I love this color for fall, and I'm so happy to see it. Then we have this gorgeous crushed curry and beautiful chrysanthemums. And then when we flip them over, all of the patterns on the reverse side are black and white. So versatile, really awesome just for Halloween or for fall. You can color these images. I actually was playing around with blending color onto this black and white plaid. So we've got a plaid, we've got some vines, we've got stripes, leaves that are just begging to be colored. A really pretty oak leaf. This almost looks like chalk art. And then just sort of a textured pattern. So just beautiful, beautiful paper. So we'll get that out of the way. And then I wanted to show you these adorable, I don't have a pack, so this is how I store my embellishments in our little now discontinued half mount stamp cases. So these I absolutely love. So we have these packs, they're like little tags, they're maple leaves, they're craft cardstock and coordinating amber gems. So does that not just speak fall? I cannot wait to do a little banner with these guys, just a little garland to decorate for Thanksgiving. So fun. So that's also part of the suite. So let me show you some projects. So here are a couple that I worked on. pulled out my blends again. There's those cute little vines. Super easy card of the DSP, and then I fussy cut some extra chrysanthemums out of the DSP to sort of embellish my banner. Okay, and then we have some swap cards. Totally unexpected color scheme for pumpkins in this, but it's so fun. And then this is a really cute fun fold where they've actually used one of the leaves as an element. These are those little tags I just showed you. Okay, and then another cute little pumpkin card. So there are some ideas. Now we're going to make a project. Now this totally is an unexpected color scheme for fall. So I'm just going to sort of warn you that this may not be what you expect with this suite, but I was just having fun with it. So here we go. So the card I'm going to show you is this one. So totally like nothing to do with the DSP, but I just love sort of the muted natural tones on this. So I'm going to show you how to make it. It's pretty easy. I've already done a lot of the work ahead of time because I knew I had a lot to show you. So to start, I couldn't resist that gorgeous leaf fall embossing folder again. I actually took and accentuated some of the leaves with my Wink of Stella. So I'm just going to do that really quickly before we assemble the rest of the card here. So I'm just doing a really quick brush over the raised leaves, and it just gives it, you won't be able to see this on the camera, but just the subtlest little bit of shimmer. Honestly, I wish this embossing folder had been around when I made my wedding invitations because it's gorgeous. I was not into Stampin' Up. Let me just say that. Had never heard of Stampin' Up when I got married. Had I, my wedding invitations and wedding would have been much prettier, let me tell you. So I have some die cut pumpkins here. So I cut 2 large and 1 small. They're not quite the same color combos as I did on here, but it doesn't matter. So on this one is cut from Sahara Sand cardstock, and then I blended on some Evening Evergreen ink. This one is cut from Very Vanilla, blended on some Blushing Bride. And then this one, which to me, when I first saw it, it looks like a cucumber. Right? It looks like a pickle. But if you turn it this way and add a stem, it totally looks like a pumpkin. So I'm going with that. But when I looked at it at first, I'm like, oh, it's a pickle. So now that I've said that, you guys can all see that every time you cut one of these too. Okay? All right. So this is cut from soft succulent cardstock. And then I've brushed on a little bit of soft succulent ink. Okay? So that's how we get that sort of shading on there. I've got 3 stems that I've cut from Sahara Sand. So we're going to go ahead and add these to our pumpkins. So we're going to add 1 on the back side here. This one's actually going to go on the front side. And of course, my husband is drilling right outside my door. I don't know what he's doing, but he's drilling right outside my door. I apologize if you guys can hear that. I could go out and yell at him, but that would just be embarrassing. So we're just going to pretend he's not doing that. Okay, and then we're going to add our last little stem. Now this one we're going to put lower because we want it to look different, right? We don't want them all to look the same. So there are our 3 pumpkins. So we're going to start by gluing this one on first. Now it's going to get glued so that it kind of hangs off the edge a little bit. All right, so we're just going to add a little bit of glue. I'm not going to put glue on the one side that's going to hang off. So we'll put it on right about there. Okay, we'll trim that off in a minute. Then we're going to add our tall, skinny pickle pumpkin and add a couple of dimensionals there. Okay, I'm glad you can't hear it. Okay, good. He's not in the doghouse then. All right, so we're going to add this little guy here. And then our last pumpkin is going to kind of layer over top. So I'm going to add actually a couple of dimensionals right here, and then we're going to add a bit of tape, and that way it will layer, but layer flat, right, because it's going to overlap a popped element. So we're just going to put that on right about there. Okay, then I have all these cute little vines. Again, I've added adhesive sheets to the back, making them super quick and easy to stick down. When I first made this card, I did not use adhesive sheets and realized that it's a whole lot easier to use adhesive sheets. So we're going to tuck this little guy in up here. And before I do any more, I need to remember to trim this off. So let's do that. So I'm just flipping it over and using the edge of my cardstock there as a guide. just to get that nice and straight. Okay, and then we're going to add a couple more sort of tendrils kind of peeking out at the bottom here. So we'll just peel off our backings. Hi Betty, how are you? Glad you could join. A zucchini, yep, I am surprised I didn't think zucchini, Louise, because we are overrun with zucchini at the moment. I have 4 very large zucchini in my fridge and more coming on in the garden. I only planted 1 zucchini plant this year. Last year I planted 2 and that was a disaster. So many zucchini. This year I only planted 1 and it is just making up for its missing sibling, I think, because holy cow, we got tons of zucchini. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to stamp our sentiment. So let me grab my little die cut here. So this is just a little die cut banner cut using the Stylish Shapes dies. And I'm going to stamp in Evening Evergreen. So this is Sahara Sand cardstock. And I love the combination of Sahara Sand and Evening Evergreen, I have discovered. So we're going to stamp You Are Such a Blessing on our little banner. And then that is going to go on the front of our card. We're going to add a couple of dimensionals. 1 and 2. And then we'll add a little bit of tape to the other end where it's going to overlap our popped pumpkin. I love this color combo too, Julie. It's not really what you would expect for a fall card, but I think it's just so pretty. All right, so my card base, I should mention, is thick, very vanilla cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored in the middle at 5 1/2. So again, we'll just fold that in half along our score line. And add a little bit of tape to the back of our embossed panel. And then pop that onto the front of our card. Just like that. Okay, and then the last little touch is just a little twine linen thread bow. So again, I'm going to roll a little blue bugger. It's going to kind of go at the base of our stem here. And that's going to get pressed into our little glue bugger. And there we go. Isn't that cute? Totally. Oh, I forgot my Sahara Sand layer. I didn't even cut one. Look at that. On my original, I did a layer of Sahara Sand, which I quite like. But you know what? I like them both. But I feel like that frames it better. Yep, definitely missed that. Oh well. So this piece, I'll just tell you, and I will include it in the measurements later, is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 if you want to add that layer. Okay? All right. We're rolling. We are rolling. We are rolling. Let's get rid of that one. Okay. Do a little cleanup, make some room. Okay. The next product I want to show you is a bundle that does not, I'm not going to, it's not part of a suite, and I'm not going to do a make and take with it. It's the only one I'm not, but I do have some projects to share with you. This is not the one I want. This is the one I want. Here we go. Fond of Autumn. Now, I'm highlighting this for a couple of reasons. First of all, during the virtual incentive trip, they shared a video of the process that went into designing this product. And oh my goodness, it is such an involved process. I had no idea how much, first of all, creativity, but then detail and labor goes into designing these products. So cool to see. But it is a beautiful bundle. And again, it's all about fall, which I love. So I had to share it with you, and I'm going to show you this really cool feature in the dies. So let me grab it and I will show you what I'm talking about. All right, so here is the bundle. So beautiful imagery. This is just a stunning image to color. There is that little banner and sentiment that I used on the Ringed with Nature card that I showed you. So cute little sentiments, fun fonts, just really, really sweet stamp set. And then we have the dies. So there are, this die cuts out the image. This is not at 100%, but it does. It coordinates with that stamped image. So it'll cut that out. This die will actually cut out segments of the stamped image. So it will actually cut just the flowers and then just the oak leaves and then 2 different segments with the berries, which I think is so cool. Because I love using, I often will cut up my die cuts because I like using different bits and pieces of it. So I love that there's a die that does just that. Okay, and then we have this peek through die, which, oh my goodness, is gorgeous. I'll show you. I use it on, well, I think every project because it's so pretty. So that is the die set. And then of course we have smaller dies and the banner die that I mentioned earlier. So that's the bundle. Here are some projects that I made. So here's one where I just colored the stamped image. There is that gorgeous peek through die. Is that not stunning? It's cut out of crumb cake cardstock. So, so pretty. Here's another one. This time I did the peek through in copper foil. So pretty. I embossed my image in copper as well. And I use segments of that image. I only use the flowers and the berries on this one. Here is one where I did a faux emboss look using that peek through. So there's two, this is 2 die cuts. I did tone on tone. So this is very vanilla. Again, thinking of my wedding some 18 years ago. This would have been a beautiful thank you card to send because it's just so fall and so, so gorgeous. So I love this faux emboss look where you just glue tone on tone and it's just so stunning. And of course I fussy cut the chrysanthemums. And then here's a totally different look. So I wanted to show how versatile this bundle is because it's not just fall. So again, I use the die that cuts segments of the stamped image and I just use the florals and the berries. Again, with the peek through in the background. So, so, so pretty. Love, 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 love this bundle. So I had to take a minute and showcase it for you. Even though it's not part of the suite, absolutely gorgeous. All right, moving on. Next up, we're getting into some cuteness now. All right, are you ready? Okay. I have to say, let me just find my little fellas here. When I saw this suite, the Storybook Gnomes suite, I actually did a little squeal because I love gnomes and I just think this is the cutest thing ever. So, so adorable. So this is kind of showcased as a sort of seasonal Christmas suite, but these little gnomes, like there's only really one Christmas sentiment in the stamp set. They can be used all year round, right? And I'm going to show you some projects that really are any season, okay? But such a cute suite. So let me show you the products, and then I'm going to do a make and take because I couldn't resist. All right, so here we go. Here's our bundle. So we have 4 little gnomes, all with their own little personalities. Love this little guy holding his hat up, so sweet. And then their little mushroom toadstool house, and we've got some cute little sentiments as well. Again, with puns, you know me so well. So sweet. Okay, so there's our stamp set. Here are the dies. So again, these ones coordinate with the stamped images, but then we have a little gnome builder set of dies that are so cute. That's what we're going to use on our make and take. Super sweet. We can cut some toadstools, create a cute little scene. So there are our dies. Oh, they were your number 1, Deb. Awesome. Yeah, they were right up at the top of my list too. So, so cute. And then we have adorable designer series paper. Oh, Jen, you love them too. Everybody loves the gnomes. Awesome. I'm glad you all are women after my own heart. All right, so we have the beautiful designer series paper. Cutest little gnomes ever. And I love one thing that really spoke to me in actually a couple of our suites is that we have people of different skin tones, which is about time. I just love that we have brown gnomes and black gnomes and white gnomes and every skin tone in between. I just think that that is fantastic and it's about time, I have to say. So there we go. Now all of these little fellas and gals can be cut out using the dies. Okay, so we can cut all of those guys with the dies. Pretty snowflake pattern. Love all these little woodland creatures. I've already fussy cut some, sorry. I couldn't resist. And then again, all of these little toadstool houses can be cut using the dies as well. And then we have another toadstool pattern. And then when we flip, we have snowflakes. That could be any, it doesn't have to be gnomes. Cute little woodland scene with the gnomes. Some Christmas trees. Mountain scene. Love this sort of argyle pattern. And then some snowflakes. So again, as always, the DSP is fantastic for not just this suite, but many, many other uses as well. All right, then we also have some cute embellishments. So these are the fine sparkle adhesive backed gems, and I'm actually going to use these. I only have 1 pack of them. I've used a couple, and we're going to use them on the make and take, so I'm going to open them up. So 4 different colors in that pack. And then we have this ribbon. So this is kind of like a double layer of ribbon. It's kind of got like a twill ribbon in the background and then a 1/8 inch satin layer on top. So it's not ribbon that you would really tie a small bow with. You could probably tie a larger bow if you wanted to put something on a package. Let me just, hang on, I'm doing this the wrong way. Let me just show you. I'll just tie a quick bow. There, you're not going to get a small tight bow out of this ribbon. It's a great accent piece, but you're not like, it's pretty hard to tie, you know, a really nice tight bow with it. The other thing is you're going to want to flip it because it's not double-sided, right? So that's about the smallest bow that you would get with it. But it would be really cute on a package, or I'll show you some samples where it's just used as an accent. Okay, so that is the coordinating ribbon. And then let's get to the samples because I love them so much. Okay, so I'll show you something I made, and then I'll show you some swaps, and then we're going to make a project. So here is one. I had so much fun with this. So his little house is decorated for Christmas. And so I used another Saleabration product, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, for the trees, and just had so much fun coloring. This one's all about the DSP. So cute little woodland creatures, little fox and a bunny. And then here is a swap card. Super cute little pocket card. And another swap. So what's funny is I got 3 swap cards in the mail yesterday. All of them used this suite. So fun. And then this one's all about the DSP. Just a simple stamped sentiment. Here is a cute little gnome built. Now I have to tell you, his beard is fuzzy. Okay, so these are those snowy white velvet sheets. His beard and his little pom-pom are fuzzy, which I just think is brilliant. Actually, the snowflakes are fuzzy too. So cute. This one, we've got a little bit of the snowfall, or the puff paint, the snow puff paint that is, we had it a couple years ago, it went away and now it's back. So he's got a fuzzy, puffy beard. And then just a cute little Christmas card. He's got a little bit of a shimmery beard with some wink of Stella. Okay, so there are some ideas. Now we're going to make a card because I love this suite so much. So, Kindest Gnomes is on your shopping list. That's great. You are going to love them, Claire. They're so cute. All right, let me make some space here. And we're going to make a cute card. Now, I wanted to do one that was not sort of Christmassy because I wanted to prove to you that this product works for any season. So, we're going to make this cute little guy. So, I pulled in some of that Ring with Nature Designer Series paper, the Saleabration paper. And we're going to make this cute little fella here. So let's get to it. Dump out all our bits. And we're going to put together our little gnome to start. So I've already gone ahead and die cut all the pieces. So these are cut. His hat is cut and the toadstools are cut from Sweet Sorbet cardstock. And then on all of my pieces, I've done a little bit of sponging on the edges just to add a little bit of dimension. So this one I sponged tone on tone, so Sweet Sorbet. His little pants and feet are crumb cake, sponged with a little bit of soft suede. His beard, I've grayed him down with a little bit of smoky slate. And then where's his nose? There's his nose. It's petal pink, sponge with petal pink. Okay. So what I love about these dies is the actual beard actually has a little guide for where to place the hat. So it actually embosses the lines for you to know where to place the hat. How smart is that? It's like DIY build a gnome. So we're going to just add a little bit of glue to his beard and layer the hat on right where it tells you to. And then same goes for the nose, okay? We can see where his nose needs to go. So we're going to add just a little bit of glue there. And we're going to pop his nose on. Come on, stick. There we go. And then his pants, or his feet, are going to kind of tuck out from under his beard. So we're going to put just a little bit of glue across the top of his pants there. And then just layer the beard over top like that. Is that not the cutest thing? Oh, I love them. So sweet. All right, so to build our little scene, I have a piece of Granny Apple green cardstock that I've die cut using the layering diorama dies. and then sponged with granny apple green ink. So to kind of give it a little bit of texture, I've trimmed one straight edge off of that die cut because it's going to run along the edge of our card like that. Okay. Now, before we go any farther, let's layer our DSP. So this is a 3x4 inch piece of that beautiful Designer Series paper. And I have a 3 1/8 inch by 4 inch piece of Sweet Sorbet cardstock. Okay. So we're just going to add, we're going to layer the DSP onto the cardstock. So add a bit of glue here. I need another bottle of Tombow. We are running out. So we're just going to pop that on. Make sure I've got equal borders top and bottom. And my background panel is crumb cake cardstock that I've embossed using the Fern embossing folder. Again, this is from the annual. Love this folder. Have not used it nearly enough. So it was time. So we're going to go ahead and glue our DSP onto our background panel here. So we'll go ahead. Now there's a cat clawing at my door. Why can't everybody just leave me alone? I'm busy. I'm hanging with my peeps. All right, there we go. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and add our little grassy bit. Okay, now, oh, I forgot my twine. That's all right. We can make it work. We're going to pop this off for a quick sec. Maybe. Yep, we can. We're going to add our twine, tuck it in, and then stick her back down. Same thing on this side. See, this is why we don't fret when we forget things. We can just make it work. We're going to add an extra glue dot on this one. And we're going to pop this on and tuck our twine in there. Just like that, and we'll trim off the extra because it's going to hang out the bottom. We don't want that. Come here. There we go. All fixed. We have twine. Save the day. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add our little green panel there. So let's just, yeah, I glued him flat. I had to do a double take. I couldn't remember if I popped the green, but no, I did not. So we're going to layer our green onto our card base, just like that. Okay, and then we have these cute little grass die cuts. So they're going to get glued on, sort of just kind of creating some little tufts of grass here. So we'll just add a little bit of glue to the back of each of these. Come on, Tombow, don't fail me now. So we'll do one here. I just want to make sure I'm not going too far off the edge there. And we'll add another one. That's going to tuck in behind just a bit. Just like that. Okay. Now our little toadstools, again, they're cut from Sweet Sorbet, and I have added just a little bit of Sweet Sorbet ink. Okay. So we're going to have 1, 2, and then this guy I'm actually going to flip upside down so it kind of leans the other way. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little dab of glue to the end of each stem here. And we're going to add our mushroom caps. So there's one, whoops, don't want to do that. Come on. 2. Okay. I might have to give up and grab another bottle of Tombow. Kind of driving me crazy. All right, there are our cute little mushrooms. So cute, I love them. All right, so we're going to start by gluing this big tall guy on. Again, just a little bit of glue. You do not need much to stick these guys on. Okay, I'm giving up. Time for a fresh bottle of Tombow. Here we go. There's nothing like that fresh new bottle smell. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that, so much better. Tombow that actually comes out of the bottle. Lost my mushroom cap. There we go. Stick this guy down just like that. And then this little guy right here. And then one more. I love building these little scenes. It's like it's just so much fun having all these little elements that you can add. And then one more little tuft of grass. Right about there. Okay, and then we're going to add our little gnome popped up. So a couple of dimensionals. And maybe a couple of minis on the feet, if I can find where the minis went. 1 and 2. It is the biggest frustration, Julie, because you don't want to throw it out because you know there's still glue in there, but when you're in a rush, you don't want to be shaking the bottle violently for every time you need to use glue. It is very frustrating. Okay, so there is our cute little gnome. All right, now we're going to go ahead and glue that onto our card base. Our card base is crumb cake cardstock. It is 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And we're going to fold that in half along our score line. Crisp it up, and then we're going to add our, I have to go slow with my seal because when you have a really embossed panel, the seal will tear if you go too fast. There we go. So let's get that on there. There he is. So cute. And then we're going to stamp our greeting. Now, this is, again, some wood cut. So this is cut from crumb cake cardstock, again, blended with a little bit of soft suede. And then this is vanilla cardstock that I blended with a little bit of crumb cake. Okay, so we're going to stamp our sentiment on here. We're going to use the You Know Me So Well. Now, because this is embossed, it's not going to stamp perfectly smoothly, but I kind of like that. I like that it's got a little bit of character to it. So there we go. Okay, now this is going to layer inside this piece. So you see how perfectly that layers in there. So I'm going to add just a little bit of glue in here. And we're going to pop this inside. Just like that. Make sure it's straight. And then this is going to kind of pop in here right beside our little gnome. So we'll add a couple of dimensionals. The cat bring me the Tombow. If only Tracy, I could train her. We can't even train them to use the $500 cat door that we just bought. We got this like microchip activated cat door because we're trying to get away on vacation and we need them to be a little bit more self-sufficient. And we can't get them to use it, wouldn't you know? So I don't think I can train her to get the Tombow, but that would be great if I could. So our last little touch is add a little bow here. So again, I'm going to just tuck that in right where the twine and our little woodcut meet and tuck it in like that. Isn't that cute? Now, where did I put my embellishments? I put them away. I shouldn't have, because I need them. So we're going to add some of these little sweet sorbet. I think they kind of look like little berries. So we're going to add a couple of these little guys, or flowers maybe. Wildflowers growing in the grass. There we go. Cute, cute, or what? Is that not just the sweetest? I love these little gnomes. All right, 2 more make and takes. Can you bear with me? I hope so. I still want to show you. All right, next up is a bundle that has coordinating Saleabration product. Okay, so let's show you the product first. Actually, no, let's show you the stamp set, the bundle. All right, where are we? We're done gnomes. Let's get rid of 7. We're on number 8. Okay, so the Trees for Sale stamp set. So honestly, when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's cute. Cute idea, tree lot, really cute. But again, it was one that I was like, okay, I could totally see myself using it. But then when I saw what was available in Saleabration, it was a no-brainer. So I have to show you. Look how cute these dies are. So this stamp set is $30 in the catalog. You can get the coordinating set of dies, a fantastic set of dies, free with a $120 purchase. Okay, so they're called Tree Lot, and oh my goodness, they're awesome. I'm going to show you in a second. So much fun with these. All right, so let's get to it. I'll get this out of the way. So let me show you the bundle first, or sorry, the stamp set first, and then I'll show you the dies. So stamp set is here. cute sentiments, layering images. So you can do like two-tone stamping, little dog, paw prints. These could be snowflakes or Christmas lights on the trees. We've got a little snowflake stamp, some colored lights, and then of course the pole to string the lights from. And then we've even got the little tree stand. So super cute. But oh my goodness, when you combine it with these fabulous dies, it takes it over the top. So we have dies that will cut these stamped trees, but then we also have these detailed dies that layer over top. So remember that little gnome card that I showed you, the Christmas one? That's where I got these trees from. Okay, so I used just die cut trees to build my card. All right, and then we have, how fun is this camper? I know so many people that are trailer people who are glampers. I would be if I had a family that wanted to camp, but that's a whole other story. So before I got married, I loved camping. I camped every summer. Since I got married, not so much. Married a city boy. So we have the trailer, and then these are actually cut two pieces. One is for that top section, and then the other is for the bottom section. When I first looked at this, I was like, how does that work? But then when I actually cut it, you can see it cuts two different pieces. Okay. Lots of accessories to build your scene, a little wreath and curtain to decorate your camper. We've got a little Charlie Brown Christmas tree here, little tree stands, a sign, like so many fun elements here. So that is the Trees for Sale stamp set and the Tree Lot Saleabration dies. Okay, so let me show you some projects and then we're going to make one. So where are the ones that I did? Okay, so here's one, non-traditional colors, because sometimes it's fun to make Christmas cards in non-traditional colors. So there are those layered tree dies. Okay, this is another Saleabration product. I should probably mention it. I totally forgot to mention it. So let's show it to you. It is, I gotta find it. I didn't even mark it in here. There it is. Silver and Gold Designer Series paper, 6x6 paper. Comes in silver and gold patterns. There's polka dots and stripes. Polka dots are perfect for a snowy scene. So that's where that paper came from. I sponged it, actually blended it with some soft, succulent, and Blushing Bride ink. But how cute is that little trailer? So fun. Okay, here's another one in some nice bright, bold colors. Here's one where I did a little bit more stamping. I stamped my snowflakes, built my little trailer. Okay, and then we have lots of swaps. So this was another popular one for swaps. Love this one. Nice and Christmassy. Love this one. This is a Glimmery Glamper. Here's another one. The dog's on the sign. Very excited dog. And another. This is a little bit of a fun fold. And then this one is just about the stamp set. So it doesn't use the dies, but just uses the stamp set. So super cute ideas with this super sweet bundle of products. So let's make a card. We are going to make this one. So again, not just for Christmas, right? Glamping is any time of year. You're at the trailer right now. Irene, I actually was thinking of you. There's your trailer and there's Buddy. When I was making this card, I was thinking of you. All right, so let's get all of our bits and pieces out here. Irene, you definitely need this bundle. I'm just going to say that right off the top. You need to get it. All right, so we are going to stamp our background and our card base. We're going to use some of the trees from the Tree Lot, or Trees for Sale stamp set. And of course, some of these are welded together. Has that ever happened to you where you stack photopolymer stamps and they get stuck together? Here's what you do. You stick your bone folder in and pry them apart. Problem solved. Okay, so we need our solid trees first. So 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to play with both Granny Apple Green and Shaded Spruce. These two greens work really, really nicely together. Yeah, I have been busy, Jeanette. This is kind of what I've been doing since my holidays started, but you know, it's fun, so I don't mind. All right, so we're going to start with our background for our scene here. Now, I really should have my Stampin' Pierce mat, but it is way across the room in a drawer, so I'm not going to worry too much because I'm going to stamp over top. So if I don't get a super great image, it's all right. So we're going to add a couple of these guys. And maybe one up here. Okay. And then we're going to come in with our shaded spruce, and we're going to add the detailed stamp right over top. And you don't even have to worry too much about lining this up perfectly because they're really, really forgiving. You just kind of want to eyeball it, get it close. I suppose you could use your Stamparatus if you were really worried about it, but it's really easy. And then I'm going to add a couple more solid, no, you know what? I think I'm going to leave that. I am going to stamp some solid trees on my card base though. So I'm going to do them all in shaded spruce. So this is a Granny Apple Green card base, 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored in the middle at 5 1/2. And where's my bone folder? And then we're going to go ahead and stamp some trees sort of in the background on our card base, just to add a little bit of interest. It's always fine when I'm stamping on colored cardstock, I need to use a little bit more pressure and just let it sit that extra little bit longer just to get, see, that's not a great transfer. Let's see if we can darken that up. That's the beauty of photopolymer, right? You can overstamp and you can kind of get away with it usually. It's just, this ink pad's getting a little bit dry. So we're going to just add a few little trees here and there. I'm not worried about being super careful because most of this is going to get covered. We're only going to see a portion of what I'm stamping here. There we go. Okay, and it doesn't even matter that they're not super perfect images. All right, so there we go. So that you're going to see is going to layer on there. You're not even going to see it. All right, so I have a partial die cut out of Granny Apple Green. It's the same size rectangle. I'm going to just take and trim this a little bit, sort of make a little grassy hill here. And then we're going to darken that down with a little bit of Granny Apple Green. So we're doing tone on tone. Thanks, Tracy. I love the greens too. And I love the combination of shaded spruce and Granny Apple Green. They're a great, those two greens really complement each other well. And they're great for nature cards. So there we go. And then I'm also going to blend just a little bit sort of on my stamped trees here. Again, because I don't want them to look like they're floating, right? I want to give the illusion that there's a ground there. So I'm just going to blend a little bit, not too much, okay? I just want to show, give a little bit of perspective, okay? So there is that. So we're going to go ahead and glue our little green piece onto the bottom of our white rectangle. So we're going to pop that on. Oh, I grabbed the wrong glue. Let's throw that one away so we don't do that again. There we go. So we're going to pop this on. Make sure it's nice and straight. And then that is going to get layered onto a slightly larger shaded spruce rectangle, and that's just going to make it pop against our background. So we will add a little bit of glue there. And we'll pop that on. Get that nice and centered. And then we can build our scene. We're going to build our trailer. So I have 2 trailer die cuts. So one of the things that I like about this is that it gives me a different colored wheel and trailer hitch. Okay, so there are a couple of ways you can do that. You can either just cut the wheel and the trailer hitch off and glue them on, but it's just easier to take your red layer, cut off the wheel, and cut off the trailer hitch, and then layer that onto the gray. Okay, and then you have your contrasting color. Super easy way to get different colors on your die cut there. So we're going to layer this on here. Just make sure they line up. There we go. And then here are our sort of segments. So I could do 2 silver, I could do all white, but I'm going to do 1 of each because I can. And I like it. So we're going to do our white on the bottom. Just like that. I love building all these, like the gnomes and the hippos and the trailer. There's just so many fun little elements to play with. It's like playing paper dolls, seriously, with all these little bits and pieces. Okay, so there is our trailer. Now it is going to get glued. We're going to pop it up. And then we're going to add our windows in the door and the actual window in the trailer. Okay, so we're going to add a couple of minis. Actually, I think I can get away with big ones on this one. Yep, I can. There we go. I might put a mini on the back end there. Just make sure that stays put. So we're going to pop this on right about there. Okay, now to glue these on, because this is popped, I'm not going to use liquid glue. I'm actually going to put a couple of mini dimensionals in each space. I'm going to peel off my backings. And then I'm going to take my little puzzle piece here and pop it in. So I'm just going to pop my window in, just like that. And my trailer, or my door window in, just like that. And then they are popped and they stay put. Okay? Easy peasy. All right, let's add our little dog. I stamped and die cut him ahead of time. So we'll add him with a couple of dimensionals. Pop him up. He's frolicking in the meadow. And then my sentiment, this is actually from the He's All That stamp set. Every Day With You is Another Adventure. I thought it was just perfect. I stamped it in Memento Black and then shaded it with my Stampin' Blends, so my Granny Apple Green Stampin' Blends. And I wanted it to look like a compass in the middle, so I'm actually using one of our new Festive Pearls. So these are like a bright, bold silver, like almost like a chrome silver. So when I put that in the middle, it almost looks like a brad in the middle of my compass. Okay, so that's going to go on like that. But first we're going to glue this onto our card base. So again, we're going to pop it. I know. Me and my dimensionals addiction. I know. Okay, I know. So here we go. We're going to add, this is what I was saving my frame for, because when you have big pieces, this is what you want to use your frame of your dimensional sheets for. Whoops. Guess I had a little glue on that finger. Let's get this one. And one more lonely dimensional there. Another one bites the dust. There goes another sheet. All right, I'll get rid of our backings. Yeah, aren't the trees great? They're so easy. So easy. Okay, so let's center that on our card just like that. And then we're going to add our sentiments. This one I'm not going to pop up. We're just going to glue it right smack up here in the corner. Okay, so cute, so fun. Gotta love glampers. All right, one more to go. Are you guys still with me? I know you're dropping like flies, I can tell. All right, there is that cutie. One more project to share with you, and it is a gorgeous Christmas suite. So yes, I am going to do some Christmas in here. I am. I didn't ignore it completely. But like I said, I wasn't quite ready for Christmas. I'm just starting summer holidays. All right, so the Leaves of Holly suite, Boughs of Holly, is absolutely stunning. Let me show you it actually in the catalog first, because I did mark it. So here it is. This is actually the suite that I'm using for my Christmas in July event in a couple of weeks, and I love it. I'm having so much fun playing with it. So beautiful DSP, fabulous bundle, beautiful ribbon, and embellishments. Okay, so that's the suite in the catalog. Let me show it to you in real life. So we've got our stamp set, so layering stamps. So again, 2 different stamps, same size, so you can layer and get detail. Some sentiments, there's our berries, okay, coordinating dies. Again, the dies work kind of the same way as the stamps do. So we have a solid die and then a detailed die that you can layer. Okay, we have this beautiful tag that cuts a detailed holly leaf, and then this is actually designed to layer behind it. I'll show you that on a project. We've got some pine sprigs, some berries, and a cute little label. Okay, so that is the bundle. The designer paper is so gorgeous. So pretty. If you love traditional holiday colors and traditional holiday imagery, this bundle is for you, or this suite is for you. So there's some beautiful poinsettias, some sprays of poinsettia, evergreens, greenery, different poinsettia patterns, so smaller in scale, and then some more greenery. Okay, and then of course when we flip, we have some beautiful washes and just really subtle textures, so polka dots and stripes. Just really, really pretty. This is beautiful for cutting holly leaves out of. You'll see some in a minute. Okay, so that's the designer series paper. And then we have this gorgeous ribbon. Now we had ribbon very similar to this a couple of years ago. Can't right now, I think it was Forever Greenery was the ribbon combo pack that this came in. And it's so soft. It's almost like gauze. It's very soft, very natural looking ribbon. It's just so pretty. It almost looks like it's crocheted, but it's not. Just really, really pretty and lovely texture. So that is the ribbon. And then we have these awesome sprigs, these little wood cuts. These are laser cut wood embellishments that you can color or heat emboss. Super cute. So that is the suite. I'm going to show you a couple of projects. So here are, was a different swap that I participated in. So I did one in non-traditional colors to start, just because I could and I wanted to. So there we go. And then here is another swap card that I received. Here's another one. And then I'm going to show you some of the projects, not all, because some of them need to be a surprise for my Christmas in July event that's coming up at the end of the month. So I did a bunch of fun folds as part of that event. So there's one. This is a vertical easel, stands up like that. And this is my double pillar, I can't remember what I called this, double pillar bridge fold, I think. Again, another fun fold. And then here's a cute little treat box with a tag. So just some ideas. Love this suite. As I said, having so much fun designing the projects for my event. And we're going to make one. So last make and take, for those of you that are still standing, this is the one we're going to make. So this is another card that I designed for a swap, but it was so pretty I thought I would make it with you guys as well. So again, totally traditional, red and green. It is fun sometimes to do non-traditional Christmas, I have to say, but this is a really, really traditional card. So evening evergreen cardstock, 4 by 5¼ inches. It's embossed using the quatrefoil embossing folder. Now that's another new one in the annual, and it's absolutely gorgeous, like gorgeous. You can see, where is it? On this card. I embossed gold foil with it, and it's, oh, so pretty. So that's a great one you're going to want to check out in the annual if you haven't already. So I have a piece of DSP here. It is 2 by 4 inches, I believe. 2 by 5, I'm betting. Can't remember. It's been a while. I will put the measurements up later. Probably, well, maybe tonight yet. We'll see. But if not, it'll be tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to glue that onto our embossed panel. Then we're going to go ahead and glue this onto our card base. So this is a piece of real red cardstock. It's 5½ by 8½, scored in the middle at 4¼ So we're going to just crisp up that fold and then layer our embossed panel onto our cardstock. So that's going to go on just like that. Okay, and I find when I'm gluing embossed cardstock, I really like to burnish it well to make sure that it adheres. Okay, all right, now we're going to stamp some holly leaves. So I have 3 die cut holly leaves, and we're going to stamp these in evening evergreen ink, which apparently I forgot to grab. Is it still over there? It is. No, it's not. Where is it? Did I put it? Oh, there it is. I used it in a different card. There it is. All right, so we are going to stamp our holly leaves. And because these are photopolymer stamps, it is possible to stamp these and line them up fairly well, just without having to use your stamparatus. Okay. Now, of course, you could also stamp them first and then die cut. But I wanted to show you just how easy it is to line them up. Okay. It really is not difficult, and if they're not perfect, not a big deal. Okay, and then this is the larger one. So we'll ink that one up. You can probably tell I've had lots of practice stamping these. I made 20 of these cards. So I've had lots of practice doing this. All right, so there are our leaves. Okay, now these are quite large, these holly leaves. And so to build my little arrangement here, I cut them down so that they wouldn't kind of hang out behind the tag. So I'm just going to trim these off a little bit. Okay, and we're just going to add them to our tag. So this one I've already stamped and die cut. This label is from the All That dies. And the sentiment is from the stamp set. And I have stamped it in Evening Evergreen ink. So I'm just adding a little bit of seal to the back of my label here. I've already layered these. This is real red cardstock with gold foil. So we're going to add our berries first. And then we have, this is part of that label die that had those detailed holly leaves. So I liked the texture that they added. So what I'm actually going to do, and I do this all the time, is I'm going to cut this die cut so that I get a little bit of the gold peeking out here and a little bit of the gold peeking out the top. We're just going to trim that off a bit. So it's going to kind of peek out like that. Okay, we're going to add a little bit more seal here. And then we're going to add our stamp leaves. So one there, a little bit more seal. Oh, stuck it to my finger. There we go. And we'll add this guy down here. And then one more. He's going to go right about there. See how easy that is? So easy. And then that is going to pop up on the front of my card. So bringing back my trusty sheet of dimensionals. Aw, Sharon, thanks so much. That's so sweet. You're welcome in Canada anytime. All right, so let's get rid of our backings here. And we're gonna pop this on right about here. Looks good. And then we're going to tie a quick bow with a little bit of soft succulent ribbon. This is my all-time favorite in color ribbon. So pretty and easy to tie. And even when you start out with an ugly bow, you can tease a beautiful bow out of it. That's the beauty of this ribbon. It's so sheer and still ties a nice bow. So there we go. There's our little bow. We'll trim off that extra length there. And we're going to pop that on. It's actually going to tuck underneath our label right about there. So we're going to add a glue dot to our bow. Yeah, Carrie, this embossing folder, this quatrefoil, is one that you definitely want to check out. It's so pretty. It's part of the Lovely and Linen suite, I believe, in the annual catalog. I didn't bring any little red rhinestones, but you can trust me. I'll show you the sample. We're going to I'll add them later. Just a couple of red rhinestones for a little bit of bling. But there we go. You like that one? Love this paper. Love the traditional red and green and the rich color scheme. So there you go. All right, everybody. We made it. We absolutely made it. It was a marathon. Thank you to those who hung with me. I know it was a long evening, but I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some inspiration and saw something that you liked and got some ideas for things that you would like to try to create. Just a quick recap. If you are placing an order this week by Friday in my online store, this is the host code you're going to want to use so you can earn your free pack of Flat Jingle Bell Trinkets as my thank you gift to you. It needs to be a Saleabration qualifying order to earn those, okay? And then as soon as we're done, I will go up and start compiling a list of everyone who commented, and I will draw for the Decorated with Happiness stamp set. And I will post that later on this evening. Okay? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next week for another episode of Tuesday Live at 5. Bye for now.